It's Justin here, back with another video. I'm about to give you 4 major red flags to be on the lookout for. So let's dive in. So these are things that you want to be on the lookout for. They're kind of the hallmark, the cornerstone of all the other bad behaviors that are soon to come if you decide to stay in a relationship with someone like this. I want you to be on the lookout for these types of people if you're considering dating, and especially if you're considering being in an exclusive relationship. If you think that you could be different and that you can save her, then don't say I didn't warn you. So sign number 1, she hijacks the conversations. These type of people, they're all about themselves. They're self-centered. Everything revolves around them. They're always talking about their accomplishment, and I'll tell you why they do that here in just a few minutes. But if you ever find yourself wondering, am I talking to myself? What it is, they lack empathy and common sense to understand that life is more than just about them. People like this are just hard to be around, especially to date. They're just so self-infatuated. They were probably spoiled as a child. They had everything given to them. And because of that, when things don't go their way, they play the victim. Nothing is ever their fault. They always put the blame on someone else. They take no responsibility for anything. She talks bad about all of her exes and just how they treated her so badly. If it happens a time or two and they bring this up, that's not necessarily a major indicator, but if this happens quite often, she tells you about relationships she's had that have always gone bad and always been somebody else's fault, then that should show you that she's probably the common denominator from all this and that you should run. And this applies to her friend groups as well. If she doesn't have many friends or no long-term friendships, then that's telling you she's probably a little crazy, or she at least has some issues. We all have flaws, no one is perfect, but they run from the consequences of the things they did or said. They don't want to be vulnerable to any imperfections that they may have. This is a total lack of self-awareness and reality. We must all take responsibility for our life. You must know that your best thinking got you to where you're at. Just what we put out into the world that invited that person in. And so for this girl to take no responsibility and blame everything on the others, should be a good indicator that she's going to talk about you the same way. So sign number 3, she's super needy. So if she comes in super strong at the beginning, things are just moving too fast, you kind of feel like maybe you finally found the one, she's buying you gifts, she may even be saying stuff like I love you or soulmates. If it's only been a few weeks, I'd say less than a month, you may have a stage 5 clinger on your hands. And because you're so awesome, of course everybody should say that, but this is a huge red flag. They're showing you a fake version of themselves. So instead of them being vulnerable and opening up and showing you their true character, they may lie about certain interests just to make themselves look better. In the end, it's a manipulation tactic. They're trying to use something for their personal gain. What this says is that they lack something in their life. You need to be on the lookout for that, because this behavior quickly turns into the jealousy and controlling, which is sign number 4. She gets jealous and controlling. Now, of course, you shouldn't be flirting with another girl, but if she gets mad about you talking to other females, maybe it's friend of yours, their girlfriends, it could be a cashier, a waitress, just somewhere that you're just being nice and polite to somebody and she's kind of being rude and disrespectful. And after you try to open her up and communicate with her, she just continues to stonewall you after your efforts, then that's passive aggressive behavior. Not only is she creating unnecessary drama, but she's also trying to be controlling. These type of women are full of drama and they seek to punish you. She's trying to punish you for any wrongdoing that you may or may not have done. But instead of communicating that to you, they'll never tell you why they're upset. They'll just expect you to figure it out. And they're just the absolute worst person to be around. She's going to come home, she's going to take all of her frustrations out on you. These women are not only toxic, and they're going to hold you up and stunt you from your mission in life and what you're trying to achieve, but they are extremely insecure. It doesn't matter how hot or how sexy they are, they're basically carrying over unhealed traumas from every relationship to the next. It's a cycle that keeps repeating itself. So don't make their problem your problem. And to be honest, you won't even have to worry about 99% of these problems if you're with somebody that knows who they are and they have their life together. It's just impossible to date these types of people unless they're aware of their flaws and they're seeking help and they're working on it. They're just negative to be around and they totally let their emotions run their life. So focus on your mission in life. Stay on your grind. Work on your body. Don't waste your time and energy on these type of people. You'll thank me later. Trust me. Subscribe if you hadn't already. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I come out with new videos. I post weekly. See you in the next one. Keep crushing it.